A Texas man has been arrested for his alleged involvement in the storming of the US Capitol earlier this month. US authorities allege the man posted videos, photos and violent threats to his social media accounts, including a call to assassinate New York Democratic Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. 34-year-old Garrett Miller was named in a 5-count federal complaint. Mr. Miller is scheduled for a detention hearing this week. His lawyers say he regrets the actions that he took in a misguided effort to show his support for former President Donald Trump. Well, joining me on this now is Professor Joe Siracusa, political analyst and professor at Curtin University. Joe, good to see you as always. Hope you had a good weekend. First of all, how do you think Joe Biden has settled in? It's only been a couple of days. It hasn't even been a full week yet, but what he's done so far, and he is going to have this honeymoon period, but how's he done so far with the executive orders that he's signed, in your view?
Good morning, Pete. Look, he's had a pretty good run. He has signed at least 17 executive orders, organizing or dropping work on the border with Mexico, pulling the oil pipeline from Canada and things like that. And he's done pretty well. He's doubling down on trying to come to terms with COVID relief for Americans who need relief very badly, particularly those who are suffering food and income insecurity and things like that. So I think he's had a pretty good run. He's got some really tough things on his plate, though. He's got the impeachment thing coming up on Monday, so he has to position himself between the members of his party who are going after Trump, hammer and tong, and his attempt to unify the American people. But worryingly is also this investigation into domestic extremism. His people are calling for an investigation that looks at white power, which is a transnational movement across the world. And they want to identify people and they want to put them on lists and things like that. And I think there are enough laws on the books to take care of all these people. I'm just a little reluctant to give the intelligence authority any more money or surveillance powers. I mean, they already have $84 billion a year to follow everybody. So also, we're Americans reserve the right to say what they want under the First Amendment. So if you're going to arrest people for running at the mouth, you're going to get into the world of pre-crimes, the Tom Cruise movie Minority Report, where you start to arrest people for what they're thinking. But look, most worryingly this morning is the Chinese are probing the Taiwan Strait, and this guy Biden's got to make a decision of what is he going to do here. I mean, the Chinese are probing, so that's a real problem.
Well, you get a sense that that's their end game, isn't it, Joe? I mean, pivoting to China here, Taiwan is something that they've wanted to reclaim for a long time.
Well, look, when I was a young student, President Nixon went to China and he got a deal, a so-called Shanghai Communique, and they agreed to put Taiwan on the back burner. That is, China promised not to invade Taiwan, and there'd be an evolution, be two systems within one country. Look, Taiwan's moving more and more in the direction of declaring independence, which is unacceptable to China because they regard it as part of their homeland. The other thing, too, is the Taiwanese were supposed to be seduced by the wonders of Hong Kong about how it was able to live outside of the Chinese laws. Well, that's not working so hot. So I think there will be. And let me tell you something, Pete, that your viewers probably haven't heard. One of the worst kept secrets in the Pentagon is that in a short naval war with China, the United States would lose. This business about the great superpower is going to win everything. No, because China has all these wonderful advantages of a home court. They're closer to shore with their command and control and their missile systems and the rest of it. And the United States would be in the same position as the Soviet Navy was in 1962. So we really have to go out of our way to avoid conflict and to put a lid on this. But this would be the first test of the Biden administration.
I'll tell you what's interesting. Marco Rubio has been questioned this morning on the Sunday talk shows, the political shows, and he was quite coy on the fact that apparently Ivanka Trump, she lives in Florida now, she may well be deciding to run against him in 2 years. So it begins, Joe.
Oh, yes. Look, at the very least, she'd run for governor and displace DeSantis there, Governor DeSantis. And look, she's going to probably have a shot at the presidency. When President Trump said very coyly, I'll be back in some way. We'll be back in some way. What he meant was one of the kids would be back if he doesn't come back. Look, at 74 years old, he may not have enough energy or good health to go all the way, but he's got lots of children who are ambitious and close to the throne. And America right now is like experiencing all these family dynasties. I mean, who would have thought George W. Bush should ever replace his father? I mean, George Bush was as thick as a doornail. These family dynasties appeal to Americans these days, and Ivanka has a good chance. And
yeah,
I think she'd give. I think.
Well, she's a smart
Rubio
businesswoman. Yeah, she's run businesses as well.
Yeah, and she's a killer on the stumps. She can give a political speech as well as anyone else.
Photogenic, got ticks a lot of those boxes as well.
Well,
Joe,
hard to argue with someone who the camera doesn't love.
Exactly.
She's telegenic.
By the way, Minority Report was a terrific movie.
Well, it is. It's also the future because a lot of these FBI reports. And by the way, domestic extremism has been on the books for 20 years. The idea that someone's just discovered it is sort of stupid. It's been around a long time. And what's the fine line between expressing your views about somebody? You could threaten a government, but at what stage do they round you up? And I think that movie was one of the great insights into the future of America and Australia, I might also add.
Yeah. All right, Joe. We'll have to leave it there. Joe Siracusa with all the latest from overseas affairs. Thank you, Joe. We'll talk to you soon.